Okay, so this video is all about how to use My Maths to get the best out of learning. We're going to focus on the lessons and not actually taking the online homework, although there are online homeworks available or for independent study that you can do at any time just to check that you really understood the material that was done in the lesson. But what I want to show you today is, like I said, we're just going to focus on getting the best out of the learning experience from My Maths. So when you follow the link on the Learn Zone page, it will bring you up to a screen like this, which is the front page of the lesson. You have a title at the top, so the title here is rounding to the nearest 10, 100 and 1000, and you have some objectives. I mean, this is like an actual lesson. I advise you take as long as you need to. You know, there's no rush, it's not a race, you'll be learning on your own, there's no pressure. Just take as long as you need to absorb and to learn and to fully understand all of the material and all of the information that's being presented to you. So if you look on the right and the left hand sides, you'll see we've got these numbered tabs from 1 to 8 in this case. Each one of these tabs is a page in the lesson. Okay, so we're going to click on tab 1 to go to the first page in the lesson. And you can see it's asking us to round 6,895 to the nearest 1,000. Okay, so I'm not actually going to go over the lesson. The purpose of this is to actually show you how to use My Maths to get the best out of it. Okay, so the lesson is there for you to take yourselves. This is a lesson in how to use My Maths. So you notice if we look at the bottom right and the bottom left of the screen, you can see another tab that says Next. Now what the next button does, it just literally scrolls through the page. So you might have some pages where they have an animation, or some pages where you need to scroll through to see the answer to a question. The only way you can really use it is to actually click on the next button and see what it actually shows you to do. So here it's brought up a number line from 6,000 to 7,000. And if we click next again, it shows us that 6,500 is in the middle. Clicking next again will bring up the next part of the animation, which shows you exactly where 6,895 is on the number line. Okay, and it's asking us, is it closer to 6,000 or 7,000? You can see it's closer to 7,000. Okay, and that's the end of the page. The next tab has disappeared, and we've actually learned from just that one page alone, we've learned how to set up a number line, set up a scenario where we can actually see which number it's closest to, which helps us to then round the number to the nearest 1,000 in this case. Okay, so it's a really useful tool. If you actually use the things sensibly and do everything that's on the page, you actually get quite a lot of learning. Just from that one example, I think you'd be able to actually round any number now to the nearest 1,000, just repeating them steps. So I've clicked on the number 2 tab, and you can see it's brought up another page. In this case, it's asking me to round 1,320 to nearest 1,000, and again, it's quite a self-intuitive page. I can actually drag this number across. The idea, I'm guessing, is to drag it to 1,320 and then see which one it's nearest to. Is it nearest to 1,000 or is it nearest to 2,000? I'll let you decide. Clicking on page 3, you can either do a Talk to Me button, which essentially it will just read it to you what the lesson is saying. Or alternatively, you can click the Next tab. I prefer to just click the Next tab because I find the voice quite annoying. Okay, it's scrolling through the lesson. You can keep pressing Next, but make sure every time you press Next that you read everything that's on the page. There's no point just clicking Next, 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 Next and racing through each tab. You're not going to learn anything that way. You need to fully absorb everything that the lesson is teaching you. So this time around to this 100, again we click Next. It's just the same process, but we're not doing thousands this time, we're doing hundreds. And then again, the Next tab is now gone, so that page is completed. So I've done page 3 now, and click on page 4. Same sort of thing, but this time we're rounded nearest 100. Okay, so you can see you can just use your scroll bar however you want. Put your answer in there. Okay, so I'll show you, I'll just put the answer in, 6,300. And if you mark it, you get some instant feedback, and it's even brought up a place value table for us, which is fantastic. So the amount of maths that it's actually giving you is quite comprehensive. It's really good, considering you probably just sat at home. You can have a full lesson. Okay, so again, this time once around to the nearest 10, you can see again we've got the number line, but the number line is different now because it goes from 6890 to 6900. Obviously if you add 10 to this you get this, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, 6895 is in the middle. We want to know where it's going to sit. Well, it's right in the middle. Rule is it rounds up if it's in the middle, like you all should remember. Okay, we can do this one, 6468, and it's going to be there. So it's going to be closest to 3470. Okay, and there we are, exactly the same process. You've then got some questions that you can have a go at. It's telling you to do nearest 1000, nearest 100, nearest 10, nearest 1000, nearest 100, nearest 10. You can mark it, you get some instant feedback, you know if you've done it okay, you know you're happy with it, you've got instant feedback. You can move on to slide 8, which in this case is just a little exercise. Okay, so that's how you can use the lessons in MyMath. And this was just one example. I'm going to do one more example just so you can see that just how they differ. But essentially we've covered using the tabs, using the next button, using animations, putting answers to questions in, and instant feedback by clicking the mark it button. Okay.